Hey!
I wanted to say I pressed the button, but everyone noticed. So we are back. We are live again. It's week 4. We have a full house today. I'm here with Harshil as usual, and then we have Brad from Fiberplane. We have Tino from N8N. You should remember Tino because he's here to announce. We will go through the submissions a little bit and also announce the winner of the N8N challenge today. And Patrick, you are the new face on the stream. Do you like to introduce you quickly?
Yeah, hi, I'm Patrick. I work in developer relations at Google DeepMind, and yeah, super excited to be here.
Hey, cool. Should we just get started with the submissions from week number 2? Let me share my screen. And I was again amazed by all the good videos that we saw. It's a lot of fun to actually evaluate those challenges, I have to say. It is really, it's a highlight of my summer at least. How do you feel about it, Harshil?
I feel like there's a lot of video production I need to learn from these folks. The quality is like just amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, we again want to highlight there were a lot of good submissions and a lot of cool projects, but yeah, it's at the end there's only one prize, which is sometimes a shame. But yeah, again, we have 3 projects with us today, so we can outline a little bit what we liked about it. And I start with this one here, and I just play the video, and we can maybe talk through it. But we see here the AI agent template from N8N, and I think what stood out is that we had a lot of different tools connected, and I like that the person submitting was trying out different nodes, not only looking into how I can build it with the MCP server or the REST endpoint that I have from the Fiberplane CodeGen project, but also the configuration of the other nodes. I think that was cool to see. And I think the basic thing what it does here, it is giving you, it searches for flights and I can book you the flights and then informs you on Telegram, email, and also creates a calendar event for you. Although those tools in the video have not been called. Tino, what did you like about this one?
I mean, for me, I really like the wide use case of the different nodes, right? So it's not just a one type thing where you ask the agent to call one function, but it's really leaning onto the agentic aspect of it all to determine what works best. So I would say the versatility of the workflow is what really struck to me the most.
Yes.
I would absolutely use this, 100%.
100% to book your flight.
I mean, I was booking a flight while I was actually looking at this, and I was like, "Oh, that would have been nice."
Yeah, and I think it's also nice for people to see that you have like so many integrations that work out of the box. You just need to provide the credentials. Harshil, do you like to highlight anything about before? No. Here is a workflow. Again, do you like to what stood out for you?
For me, I think it's like same as like Tino mentioned. It's like it shows a lot of different tools over here, which I also like. Like you give the agent all the tools and the agent figure out what to do. That is kind of my flow as well. I give the agent the tools. Like I don't want to be someone who decides stuff. Like let the AI decide it. So I like that over here as well. The other thing that I really liked is like they had calendar added in there, as well as like an email and Telegram, like, just to get a notification like, hey, I have booked a flight for you. Here are the details, which I really like because sometimes you might do something or you might put something in the background. And if I don't get a notification, I'm like always anxious. Did it happen? Did it not happen? What's going on? So this is like super helpful for me.
Yeah, nice. And I think the next project, it is not this one. And I know, Harshil, you like this one in particular because the use case is a little bit different of everything else what we saw. And that sometimes also can like be very interesting if someone is using something slightly different than everyone else that also normally stands out. And that one was using webhooks to get called or to use the N8N workflow, but also the Redwood SDK. And Harshil, you're also a big fan of Redwood, right?
Yeah. I for me, this was like what I would have built myself as well. Like, call an agent like via a web app, and of course, I will be using Redwood SDK to build that web app. So I love this. And the other thing, the workflow that they built was pretty smart. So right now it's like very basic, but if you want to, like add more like stuff to it, make it more complex, you just have to add new nodes, add new integrations, and you don't have to worry about the code. You just drag and drop stuff, and you have like a better workflow, a more complex workflow out there.
Yeah, Tino, anything you like to add?
No, I just want to highlight Harshil's enthusiasm from the moment we also jumped into the call previously. I like the use case. I like the application. I think if you want to walk away with one big pat on the back, it's Harshil's enthusiasm about the entire workflow, which is compliments by itself.
Yeah, I agree. Was good. And then we have the last one here, which is a little bit different because this one is also an agent, and it has the Wipe Summer MCP concierge here connected to it. Like that's the MCP server from week 1 or a new one that the person built. But also this one is not only an agent, it also has a little bit more nodes attached, right? So we have the agent sitting in the workflow. So this was also different, I would say. And what I also liked about this one, it runs on a cron trigger. So it starts every day at 8 p.m. and it will give you all the important things you have to do for the next day. And I think that is quite smart because you will get an email. The next morning you can open it and you will see all the stuff that you have to do. I kind of think that would help me to not forget things that are in there. I think it integrates with Calendly and other to-do things or to-do lists like the MCP server, and maybe we see the email, but and at the end. But yeah, I think that was really in terms of like being productive, a very good one. Tino, what were your takeaway for this one?
I really like the use case of this. So the clear problem it solves and the clear solution that it comes with. I really like the fact that it ties into what was done in week 1. So building upon the work that has already been done. And I think it demonstrates very clearly the agentic features that NNN comes with and the ease of building such a workflow. So I think it really shows very nicely what you can build. I am absolutely going to copy this. I will absolutely use this in some form of way, whether it's a Slack notification saying like, hey, you need to do this. I really like it. I'm a big fan of looking at solutions that don't necessarily have to be very complex behind the scenes, but have a real practical impact and just make sense on a daily basis.
And I don't know if I've mentioned this in the previous stream, but one of our limitations right now for CodeGen is cron triggers. And I'm hoping in the next month or 2 we have something to support this. And that's partly a limitation of how we deploy, but just I thought from the get-go when NNN partnered for this, I was like, oh, that's the perfect way to like bring in a cron trigger before we support some sort of alarm or scheduling. So I like that.
Maybe you don't have to support it in the future. Maybe you just can use NNN in the future.
Use NNN.
Let's just use NNN.
We just encourage people to build workflows with NNN and with the combination of having CodeGen as a service connected to it. Yeah, I like the idea. Okay, now we need some drum thingies. But Tino, you can announce the winning project. We showed 3. Which one is the lucky winner of the N8N challenge?
The winning project of the N8N challenge is the one from Joe Developer 702, which is the last video we saw.
Yes.
I'm really missing the drum roll here for like the build up of the action, but amazing. Woo! Amazing workflow. I think it showcases very well how you can tie in work from a previous week to practical use cases. Super nice to tie in the cron trigger. I think it has a very nice showcase of what a practical application of NNN can be with all of the work done in previous weeks. Very, very well done.
Nice. Congratulations. And we
Congratulations. Absolutely.
Nice. Thanks for joining us and for picking the winner. And with that, we can move to the last challenge, to week number 4. I can't believe it's already week number 4. And this time, the integration will be all around Gemini. It's already pushed to the website. You can see the challenge already, but we have Patrick here who can give you some insights into the AI studio of Google and how to get started. And I also know that Brad and the Fiberplane team, we had a lot of fun this morning because people were creating videos with Veo. And I think there are some takes we should talk about before we leave you with the challenge.
Sounds good. Yeah, super excited for this last challenge. I'm hoping we also get some exciting submissions next week. Yeah, let me actually just share my screen and inspire you a little bit what you can build with Gemini and the Gemini API. So one second, let me share my screen. Jump over. Can you all see this?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so first of all, the challenge in the final week is to build something cool with the Gemini API, either on the MCP server. You can also take the servers that you built from the previous challenges and then add on top of it with Gemini, or you can use Gemini for powering your agent. And the best way to get started with the Gemini API is AI Studio. I'm not sure, are you all familiar here with AI Studio?
I am. I would still love for you to explain it so that everyone else can also know about it.
Yeah, I definitely know that you're familiar with it, but yeah, let me give you a quick tour. And by the way, I like showing the domains Google board, so you can simply type ai.dev or ai.studio. I think one of them is easy to remember. And then you land here. And this is the playground for builders to play around with all the Gemini models and also our other models. And here you can test them, you can tweak different settings, play around with different prompts. And then this is also the place where you generate your API key, and you can even generate starter code, and then you can simply bring this into your apps at a later point. And yeah, you can use this completely for free, up to a limited amount for some models. But yeah, you can sign up for free and try out all the models. So yeah, let me give you a quick tour. So yeah, here in the middle, you see the chatbot. So there you can write your typical prompts. So let me say, generate a story about white summer. And then here on the right side, you have your model picker. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with all the Gemini models, but we have our 2.5 series. These are our best models. So we have 2.5 Pro, which is our very best model, very good for coding and for more complex tasks. Then we have 2.5 Flash. So this is what we call our workhorse model. It's powering a lot of day-to-day tasks, and it's more efficient. And then we have Flash Lite, which is even more cost optimized and yeah, great for speed as well. So for demos, I always like to use, and by the way, we also have our older models and Gemma, which we shouldn't forget. So you can play around with Gemma here. But I always like to use 2.5 Flash for demos. And then, yeah, we can simply run it and try it out. And it's immediately going off. So maybe you get a feeling for how fast Flash is. Yeah, so there we get our story. The air in the puddle cove, it always hung a little heavy, a bit muggy, thick with the scent of brine, and so on. So yeah, this is just at a high level how AI Studio works. And then here, I want to show a few of the settings you can tweak with the models, and also show some other models as well if we have time. So one thing you can do is, so you can clear the chat here, and let's do the same again. And one thing I want to highlight about the 2.5 models is that all of them are what we call thinking models. So I'm not sure if you're all familiar with this term, thinking models. But basically, this means that the model can do an internal thinking step where it breaks down the task step by step. And with this, it can tackle much more complex tasks. So this is especially useful when building agents. And you have control here in the Gemini API. So you can turn on thinking mode. And you can even fine tune or set the thinking budget. So how many tokens the model can use. If you don't specifically set this, then it will just use as many as it needs. And now if we turn on thinking mode and run this again, then you will see the difference that here you get the thinking box. So now it's first breaking down the task, what it should do. So deconstructing the essence, refining the narrative, analyzing sensory immersion, and then drafting the experience. And then, in the end, only then you get your story. And yeah, then there are some more tools you can use, which maybe I will show in a bit. But before that, I would actually say, let's look at some of the other models. I heard you already had fun with them. So should I maybe show Veo and Imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, here you can play around with all the Gemini and Gemma models, but the Gemini API has actually many more models. So what you can also do is click on the left side, and this is what we call our Gen Media or generative media models. So yeah, these allow for very cool creative use cases. So I recommend exploring them here. So yeah, we have Imagine, which is our image generation model, so text to images. Then we actually have Gemini for speech generation. So people use this, for example, to create podcasts. Then we have Lyria for music creation. And then we have Veo for text to video or also image to video creations. Yeah, so let me demo maybe Imagine. Yeah, I really like this. So yeah, let me show some of the first examples that we have here. A rolling countryside landscape knitted from yarn fields of green, yellow, and so on. And what I want to highlight here is, and now we have the image, that you can be very detailed in your prompt, and you can specify, yeah, certain settings you want, certain styles, certain camera angles, and it's really good at understanding all the context and then transforming it into an image for you. And we have different Imagine models available. So the Imagine 4 ones are our newest ones. And we have the standard one, and we have Ultra, which is for a bit more expensive, but for the best resolution, best quality. And then we have the cheapest one, which is Fast, which is for rapid image generations. So yeah, maybe let me try Ultra, and let's say create an... Or yeah, let me, you give me a prompt. What should I create?
A goose should be in there because...
Oh, okay. Create an image of a goose, maybe sitting on a beach.
Mm-hmm.
On a beach, yeah.
Sitting on a beach, enjoying the summer.
Enjoying the summer during sunset. Okay, let's try
And
it.
should we also specify that it should be maybe comic style, or for like, well, maybe what will it do if we don't specify it?
I don't know.
Well,
Probably it's more realistic, but I mean, we can try it first and then we try another one with a specific style. And now I'm using Ultra, so it might take a few seconds. But there we have it.
I don't know if is it a goose or is it a duck? But that could be a very...
It's probably up for debate. But yeah, sitting on a beach enjoying the sunset. So yeah, let's give it a style. Which style do you want?
Oh, could you maybe tell it like a Frida Kahlo painting or something like that. I don't know.
A color painting.
Like Frida Kahlo, the artist. I don't know if that, like, if it would pick up the style, but it would be fun
Frida.
experiment. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying here, but
Is that the name?
yeah, I think she might be written with a K.
Make it in the style of a Frida Kahlo color painting. Okay, let's try it. I have no.
Oh wow!
Is that matching the style?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Wow. And then
Like,
it's impressive.
Like the flowers on the
flowers on the head, yeah.
On the hair, yeah, definitely.
Okay, and it's definitely a goose, or more like a goose now. But anyways, yeah, this is Imagine. So again, yeah, go to Gen Media, play around with this. Maybe you wanna integrate this into your MCP server later. Then you can also generate speech. I'm not gonna demonstrate this right now because I don't know if it picks up my system audio, but basically you can generate single speaker audio, and it's also really good at detecting the tone. So here you can, for example, say, read this text in a warm and friendly tone. And then, like I said, people use this for podcast generation, so you can actually do multi-speaker audio. So this is super cool. Then we have Luria real time. I'm also not demoing this right now, but I want to for sure demo Veo. So yeah, this is our state-of-the-art video creation generation model, which allows a lot of fun. And I'm not on the. I'm actually. This is my free tier, my personal account. So I'm not on the paid tier, and I cannot test Veo 3 right now. But if you, yeah, this is maybe a good call out that if you want to use Imagine 4 or Veo 3, then you have to upgrade your account. So here we can only test the latest model. But yeah, let's again try it. So yeah, let me give me a prompt. I should generate a video.
A goose making holidays in Berlin in summer.
A goose making holidays in Berlin in summer. Yeah, and then again, this is really nice at picking up the styles you want to define. Okay, I'm getting. Yeah, due to high demand, I cannot generate it right now. This is unfortunate. Yeah, this is like I said, because I'm on the free tier. So there you might get limited here during creations.
I could show a video that some team members made today.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay, let me stop sharing my screen.
It's gonna take me. Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay.
Because also, like, Brett, you also played around with it. CodeGen is now definitely able to integrate with Veo, right? So
yeah, definitely. And actually, I'll see. Just to not go into the company back scroll too much. Or maybe I do. Yeah. Okay. Development, and let's see here. Veo 3. Let's see here. We had some really good ones today. You're probably not going to hear the audio. But...
Ooh.
I love it. Yeah, that's also good to highlight because Veo 3 can also generate sound for you, which is really, really cool. So, yeah.
I'm not sure if you, yeah, could you hear the audio a little bit?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, that was it was called the Meowcast, and it was two cats having an intellectual conversation about AI. And it's good. The audio is very good. That's like the feedback from the team. So what I did to test things out was I made an MCP server that can generate videos. And video generation is a long-running process. So you kind of need something when you're in a serverless environment like Cloudflare Workers, you need something that kind of pulls the status of that job incrementally. Yeah, so I posted the MTP server in our Slack, and then just had a bunch of our colleagues kind of connect to it and generate videos today. And it was a lot of fun, I have to say. There's a lot of like chuckling in the office.
Awesome.
Yeah. I think, I guess a couple of notes, because like I said, video generation in a serverless environment is a little particular. The agent, so I try to do the painful stuff if someone wants to go the VO route. It's good to hear it pronounced from someone from Google, because I've been mispronouncing it. The agent should have kind of a nudge in the right direction so that you don't stumble across the things that I stumbled across when first trying to build with it. That also includes just like how the agent accesses the video once the video is ready. There was some like peculiarity with that. It's been coached on how to also do multi-part uploads, which technically already knows how to do that to R2. So it should be able to, by default, like take your video, upload it to R2, and serve it quite well. There's probably like the tricky part will be if you want to embed it in a UI or something like that. There's some additional vibing to do. But it's extremely fun. And then I think the other caveat, I would like to offer this. I can do it for like one person every day. I could give you an API key for about 24 hours to try to play with VO. You just have to message me in Discord in the Vibe Summer thing, and yeah, I'll revoke your API key after 24 hours. But that gives you at least some time to play with it. There are a couple of notes that I had. One is the rate limits are quite restrictive through the API. So it is good if you already have a paid account or something and you can go through AI Studio just to get prompts correct and get a feel for it. Definitely do that. Otherwise, you're limited to 10 requests per day out of the gate, which I hit very quickly yesterday. And so it's good to prototype maybe on VO2 and then go to VO3, something like that. What was the other thing? If you are paying for it yourself, just look up the costs, because it can be expensive. But I mean, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Maybe I can quickly show how to go from AI Studio to code and look up the docs and pricing and everything.
Yeah, that would
Sure.
probably be. Yeah.
I add you again.
Yeah.
Let's do that quickly.
So yeah, like I said, AI Studio is also the place where you can get started generating your API key and then moving this into your code. So yeah, for API key, just click on here and then create one. Again, for free, and all the Gemini 2.5 models can be used for free. But like I said, VO3 and Imagine 4 are not on the free tier. So yeah, and then there are two ways to build with this for this challenge, I would say. One is this is the official docs, and you can find this also from here. And there we have the official JavaScript and TypeScript SDK, so you can install this. And this is, for example, a simple code snippet you need. And yeah, here you find all the different models, some that I just showed you, and then also the pricing and the rate limits that you just mentioned. Yeah, so definitely check out the official docs to learn some more. And then another cool way is with the AI SDK by Vercel. So there's this Google generative AI provider plugin. The instructions are in the challenge description. So there you find all the links, and then you can embed it with this. But yeah, basically these are the ways to get started building with Gemini.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, because you mentioned challenge, can you just quickly, we have like a couple of minutes left, just talk about the challenge?
Sure.
Yeah, maybe Nele, can you open the GitHub? Is it already there?
Yes, it's already there. I need to look.
Well, Nele opens it. I'll do a not that you shouldn't trust Patrick, but it is his job to promote Gemini. So if you were suspicious of well, should I try this thing? I have a very strongly held opinion that Gemini hasn't been kind of underrated, and a lot of people have slept on it. It's an incredibly capable model. VO is so much fun. And Imagine also is just like on par with Midjourney or any other image generation service. So yeah, this is like a great opportunity to try another model provider. Because I think a lot of like developer documentation just defaults to OpenAI or Anthropic, and there isn't a necessary reason for that. So yeah. Oh, and then another corollary shout out is DeepMind put out an incredible prompt engineering paper, I think in like February, March. And if you're playing in AI Studio, like take an hour and a half and read that prompt engineering paper. It's pretty easy to find online. I think it's like Lee wrote it. I can't remember who the author, but it's just a good refresher for like anyone prompting models. And then everything maps really well to what you see in AI Studio. All right. So unpaid promotion. Gemini.
You're a better Gemini promoter than I am, Gemini advocate. Really cool. No, I'm of course happy to hear that. And yeah, I already can feel the, how do you say, the perception turning around in the developer community, especially with the 2.5 models that made a really big jump. So yeah, people are starting to notice that it's a really good model. But yeah, the challenge super quickly, just build something cool, creative or useful with Gemini. And there are three options. So either you can build a new MCP server where you use the power of Gemini, or you use the servers that you built in the previous challenges and then build on top of it. Or as a completely new way, or even both, you can use Gemini as an agent because it supports tool calling and also MCP tool calling, and then call one of the MCP servers that you already built. And yeah, the only requirement is to build with the Gemini API, and you can use any model you want there that you find inspiring, that is fun to use. And like I said, you can get the free API key and use most of the models for free, but some are only available with the paid tier. And here we also see the recommended SDKs. And then further down, I think you also find the submission guidelines. But yeah, basically that's it. I hope you all have fun building something cool with it.
Yeah, and also like you can use CodeGen obviously again, and CodeGen will include also the SDKs already. If you tell it to use Gemini, it will put already the right code in for you. If I'm not mistaken, Brad, that's for the model, for the normal ones, text to text, it's a Vercel AI SDK. That's correct, right? That it would use our CodeGen platform.
For Imagen and text, it'll default to Vercel AI SDK. But if you tell there's instructions that if you tell it to use the Google Gen AI library, it'll use it. If you go for VO, that's not supported by the Vercel AI SDK, so it will default to using the Google Gen AI library. Yeah.
Cool.
I also have a PR that I was drafting in the middle of this call because I accidentally coached it to use Imagine 3 instead of Imagine 4. So you can also, if it uses Imagine 3, you can just tell it to use a different model version, and that would work. But I'm gonna update that in a little bit.
Nice.
Cool.
And I also joined your Discord server, so I'm available for questions there for the next week.
Super cool. And I hope we see more videos coming in because those are fun. So I hope some people feel inspired at least to use VO, maybe VO2. It's also fine. But yeah, we are around in Discord. Feel free to post your questions there. I think, as Patrick mentioned, the main purpose of this last week is have fun. So do something that excites you as well. And we are looking forward to the submissions. And yeah, I would say that's a wrap. Let's end the stream.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, bye all.
Bye.